What's going on, everybody? It is the Rum Champion, and today we are focusing on my top 10 recommended white rums. If you're returning to the page, welcome back. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you're new, my name is Brian, and I drink rum and hang out for a living. I spent 10 years in tech, got a master's degree, did that, and hated it. So I decided to make a pretty big life change. I drink rum and hang out now for a living. I'm the brand ambassador for Rum Barbancourt and El Dorado Rum. I host rum education events throughout the country, including the 560-person Rum Curious Summit that just happened on Memorial Day in Long Beach. And on top of that, you can find me behind the bar at the Lucky Tiki in West Hollywood. So to recap, I'm a rum-obsessed lunatic that has turned my passion and really obsession for rum into a full-time job, and it does not suck. If you've seen any of my recommendations, these are not the only 10 white rums in the history of mankind. There are many, many amazing rums. They're not on here. The Flor de Caña 4-year Extra Seco, for example. The Don Q Cristal, Botran Gran Reserva, 9 North Carta Blanca. There's so many, but I have a very tiny bar. And yes, while I have 800 bottles, I can't fit them all here. And seeing as how I've gotten many requests for a top 10 list. Outside of that, these are all molasses-based rums. These are all rums mostly available in the United States, except for the Havana Club here. We need to end that embargo as swiftly as possible because I want to be able to legally buy Havana Club in the United States. And quick legal disclaimer, I don't know how this showed up on my bar. It just appeared one day and I didn't ask any questions, and neither should you. Oh yeah, and last thing, if there are white rums that you really enjoy that I don't have up here, let me know in the comments what I missed. Because, like I said, there are so many amazing ones. Other ones that I don't have here, Hidden Harbor White. That's a fantastic white rum. The Funk, which is from the Worthy Park Estate. There are so many amazing ones, and I want to know what you like. And if we need to dive into overproof white rums, which don't worry, we'll get into Jamaica. My next recommended rum journey video will be on Jamaican rums. If you haven't checked out the recommended rum journey, make sure to do that. But for now, let's dig into the top 10 recommended white rums by yours truly. We've got to start on the island of Cuba. Now, for whatever ridiculous Red Scare reason that is from a bygone era, the United States has an embargo against Cuba. So as mentioned, I don't know how this bottle showed up in my house. This is Havana Club. And yes, you might be thinking, well, isn't there a Havana Club that I can buy in the United States? Well, yeah, and that's a whole separate conversation, and there's actually international trademark wars going on. That's not for this. The Cuban government took over the facilities left by the Bacardi family. It's Bacardi, not Bacardi, in case you wanted to say it correctly. And yeah, anyways, back to business. The Cuban government took over the distillery, and Havana Club was the end result of that. This is Havana Club Tres Años. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Tres Años, isn't that Spanish, and doesn't that mean 3 years? So yes, it's Spanish, and yes, it does mean 3 years. But hey, why is it clear for the most part? There actually has a nice little yellow hue to it. Well, hate to burst your bubble, but not all white rum is unaged, just like all dark rum is not aged. And the darker the rum, the less likely aging has anything to do with it. And so in this case, this is a 3-year-old rum that sat in barrels for minimum 3 years, and the color was mostly filtered out. Again, you'll have light hues. We have some other ones up here that are aged, but also in the classification of white rum. Also, let's get rid of the classification of white rum, dark rum, gold rum. Those aren't things, okay? Anyways, 100% molasses-based, 100% column stilled, 40% ABV, not available in the United States, but they're available in Mexico and Canada and abroad. So do with that information what you will. Now, like Havana Club, this is not available in the continental United States. This is Ron Artesano. Now, this is distilled by my very good friend Jose Munoz in Puerto Rico. What's exciting about this? 100% molasses-based, 100% pot-stilled, 40% ABV, but is so darn flavorful. And this is unlike anything that's coming out of Bacardi or Don Q or the distillery Serrayes is where they make Don Q. A lot of that is column stilled, molasses-based, giant continuous column stills. It's 100% pot-stilled. And they have some aged expressions as well. They have some barrel picks, single barrel options that are out of this world. And you know what? Oh darn, you have to go to Puerto Rico to pick up a bottle. Now again, I've been very upfront as the brand ambassador of El Dorado. I love this. What's exciting about this one here is if you like El Dorado, this is the only thing that can actually be called Demerara rum. Anything that comes from the distillery Demerara Distillers Limited. Fantastic, aged 3 years. Now, this is molasses that is all from Guyana, from the Iflot estate, which is pretty close by to the distillery. Fantastic, flavorful, and a wonderfully inexpensive option, widely available, unlike the first two in the United States, bottled at 40% ABV. Now, the very last option that we're talking about 40% ABV here is Worthy Park Silver. I don't know why I had to look. I know it's called Worthy Park Silver. Worthy Park is the only 100% Jamaican rum. You may have heard me say that before. What I mean is it's the only distillery that is 100% Jamaican owned, and every last ingredient inside each of these bottles is 100% Jamaican. As a single estate distiller, Worthy Park is growing their own sugarcane, making their own sugar, their own molasses, and from sugarcane, which is a grass, so from grass to glass, everything in this is Jamaican. Whereas Hampton's amazing. Hampton is a wonderfully amazing Jamaican distillery. Hampton invented Jamaican funk, okay? They're still having to import their molasses, which is no knock, by the way. Appleton is owned by a foreign company, the Campari Group, and they're importing molasses. So when it comes to 100% Jamaican through and through, Worthy Park is what you need. This is 100% pot stilled, and unlike the 100% pot stilled rum from Artesano, these are completely different animals in every single way, shape, and form. This is a much more flavorful experience, and that's not a knock on the Ron Artesano. It's just the production methods. So it's insane and wonderful of why I've been saying for so long that rum is the world's most diverse spirit, is because you can have two rums that are molasses based, 100% pot distilled, and taste nothing like each other. And it is wonderful, wonderful stuff. Anyways, this, like El Dorado 3-year, is widely available in the United States, and I'm pretty sure that this one is unaged. I'll double check and I'll put in the comments, not even in the comments, in the little caption, right? Yeah. Glad we got that sorted out. We have now departed the 40% ABV territory, and we are in Barbados to talk about Stades Beach Vat number 1. Now, Stades is a brand of the West Indies rum distillery. Now, if you don't know Stades, you most likely know its sister brand, Plantaray, formerly Plantation. Now, unlike Plantaray, as I understand it, the Stades brand is fermented, distilled, and if it is aged, so this, in this case, this is a couple months aged in a wooden vat by the ocean, mellowed by the sea, as they like to say. This has no sugar added, as I understand it as well. Column and pot stilled, and this is 43% ABV, widely available at Total Wine, and is actually pretty delightful white rum. So if you see this on the shelves at your Total Wine, may be worth picking up. We have left from Barbados to St. Lucia to Chairman's Reserve. Now, I have no real affiliation with Chairman's Reserve. I've done some brand work for them, but God, I love this brand. I've talked about them a lot. And the white rum here, it's not available in California, which is really disappointing. I had to fly to Orlando to buy this bad boy. Like the Stades, it's 43% ABV. This is column and pot distilled like Stades, and is wonderful from the lovely, lovely island of St. Lucia. I got it a little while ago, and I've been nursing it because I really, really enjoy it. If I find a retailer that ships from the East Coast to California, I will let you know, but right now I had to physically go buy this at 5 Star Liquor in the Orlando area. Shout out 5 Star, though. That's what I got. Now at 45% ABV, we are looking at a third-party blender. This is 10 to 1. So 10 to 1 is not a distillery. It's a brand that is buying bulk rum, most likely from E&A Shear in Amsterdam, who is blending these rums together. So this is a blend of Jamaica and Dominican Republic. This is 45% ABV. And anybody who tries this and says they don't like it might need their taste buds examined. It's awesome. It's awesome. I think it's $35, $40, somewhere in that range. Again, makes all those lovely white rum cocktails. And even if you wanted to provide some extra oomph into any of your favorite tiki drinks, navy grogs, any of these would be great options. This with the higher proof ABV, since tiki is all about punchy, balancing out the punchy with the sweet and the sour and all of that, this is a great option, 10 to 1. We are now in South America looking at, well, I guess we were in South America and Guyana because it's the neighbor of Venezuela, but let's not split hairs. This is Diplomatico. Now, I know that some of the rum enthusiasts out there might roll their eyes and give a groan, but this Planas is fantastic. 47% ABV, 100% column stilled, and is so darn flavorful. It's absolutely delightful. This is probably my favorite in a mojito just because, and that's what I've got. It's fantastic, widely accessible and available, 47% ABV, 100% molasses based, 100% column stilled. Now, as far as availability in the United States, Provitas is my favorite, absolute favorite white rum. The rest of the world, it's called Veritas. Why is it called Provitas here? Copyright naming, some weird legal jargon stuff that who cares? Who cares? What is amazing, though, is that this is column and pot distilled. This is a blend of two Caribbean islands, Barbados. So this is Foursquare rum blended with Hampton rum from Jamaica. It's insanely flavorful, 47% ABV, 100% molasses-based, column and pot distilled, and I absolutely cannot recommend Provitas enough. It's available. I'm not sure about how widely available it is, but if you see a bottle of this and you walk past it, you might need your head examined. I'm just saying. Last but certainly not least here, this is Dorly's 3-year. This is the 47%, and it's not available in the United States. There is a plastic liter of Dorly's White, which is 40% ABV. There's a plastic liter of Dorly's 5-year, and then the other amazing bottles are widely available at Total Wine at insanely awesome prices. I really want this imported into the United States. I don't mind having to buy it from Whiskey Exchange or wherever I bought this from. I think this was Whiskey Exchange, but please, Foursquare, bring this into the United States because we desperately need a yummy, yummy column and pot distilled Barbadian 3-year aged rum. I know that's what Provitas is, but this Dorly's here is wonderful too. And can we please have it in the United States because it's fan-freaking-tastic. I'm just saying. With my recommendations and lists, I've been asked to narrow them down because, hey, I understand buying 10 bottles of rum at once might not be for everybody. It might be for me, but again, I'm a rum-obsessed lunatic. So I've narrowed these down to the 3 white rums that you really should consider, particularly if you live in the United States. So Worthy Park Silver, 100% pot stilled rum, packs a flavorful experience and is just lovely stuff. It's under $30 wherever you find it, and it's wonderfully affordable. Now, 10 to 1, $35, $40. Again, nothing too expensive. Definitely not going to make the Let's try that again. I swear I can speak. It's definitely not going to break the bank. 45% ABV, so it has a little bit more of a kick to it relative to most 40% white rums. And last but certainly not least, Provitas. I'm not kidding when I say Provitas is my favorite white rum. This is absolutely fantastic, and I enjoy all 3 of these. You can do no wrong with all 3 of these. If I had to pick one, far and away, it would be, you guessed it, Provitas. So that really does wrap up my recommended white rum list. If you want more cocktails, I know I kind of talked about it a little bit. I kind of defaulted to daiquiris or mojitos. Happy to talk more about that. Let me know in the comments what you think. The next time I'm coming back and we are doing a deep dive, part 4, I think, part 4 or 5 of the recommended rum journey, where the purpose of that is to highlight where to start, going from sweet rums all the way through to really intense, still strength 75+%, 84.5%, St. Vincent, very strong rum, and being able to sip all of it. So until next time, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Mwah.